Well, welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm late. 2 minutes. Bruh. 2 minutes, bruh. I'm trying to get. I'm fighting the mic now. I'm trying to get AMC Plus to work because I was going to show a couple clips. But I say it all the time. AMC Plus is a shit app. It's a garbage piece of crap app. And I'm shocked it's even functional. And as a matter of fact, I think it's only functional at the bare minimum, so that way AMC has something to show to try to sell its company because it's going under. Anyhow, I'll put my overlay down a second, and you can see what I mean by AMC's just doing this. I'm trying to sign into AMC Plus for a minute now. I've already seen the episode, but it will not reopen. And it just does that. I can refresh it. I can back out. I can sign in. I can shut it down. I can pull it back up. It won't do anything. So I'm not going to be able to show the footage from the show, which is fine because I was just thinking about it. I won't have to like jump around. If you watched it, you watched it. You know what's going on. We're here to hang out. We're here to hang out together. Here's some emojis to describe my emotion. Angry face, sick face, yawn face, snoring face, blank face, O face, E face, blank, blank, blank. All right. That's pretty accurate. All right. Let me pull up the chat. I'm going to ask you guys what you think about. Now, if you love the episode, go for it. I don't want to convince you it's not a great episode or it's anything different than what you're already feeling. For me personally, it was mid. There's stuff in it that kind of take it lower than mid. However, new pin chat. You can pin message. All right, I'm getting new stuff here. I'll explain in a second, but I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to start a poll. Did you like the episode? Just did you like it or not? Now, this might be a little tricky because I didn't hate the episode, but did I like it? No. I'm at a point where I think when it comes to entertainment, not just The Walking Dead, where there's just no room for blandness. There's so much out there, and so much of it is bland. There's no more room for that shit. You know? So, did you like the double D, episode 3? The double D is the Daryl Dixon. Yes or no? The Daryl Dixon. I'm going to start that poll now. You guys let me know what you thought about it. I thought it was mid at best. If you're new here, I'm going to go into a real quick 5-minute review. Just real quick, and then we'll get into some fan feedback. Normally, I dive in a little deeper, but there's not much depth here. First off, they're holding the acid zombies as a mystery for now, right? Like a deep explanation of what's going on. It was a cool scene utilizing the acid from the zombies. You know, they're doing something with it. So, okay, that was cool. We get a couple reveals this episode, but where do I start first? Let's put the kid aside. So the main thing is an escort mission. Daryl did them a favor. He wants a favor. This storyline is kind of basic, and it's too out there to not have a come to Jesus moment. And I'm being ridiculous on purpose because we are talking in the post-apocalypse. He's just randomly trying to barter a trip to America. I don't give a fuck what you got. I don't care what you got. Do you understand how complex in that world a trip to America would be? It would be by boat. And it would be, unless they have an established trade route and you have people, experts on the sea at this point, it would be hell, right? Especially if it's just someone who's, you know, familiar with the ocean but hasn't tried to go to America. So if there's no trade route, that's the main obstacle where I feel like characters aren't taking it serious. Like, hey, there's been rumors of trade routes, and maybe there was this incorporated, but I missed it. But there's rumors of some trade routes. You'd have to be on the crew, but you would have to I don't know. You'd have to help in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what the type of currency would be, but that whole idea of I just need a favor, get me a trip back to America is just insane. But if they covered it, like I said, with the world building, it wouldn't be as bad. And then we have they go from survivors with nothing to a nightclub. And I just felt that whole thing was ridiculous. And we know why it's there. They have quotas and they put certain people in quotas and they have to post-apocalypse, and that's why I think I love the post-apocalyptic storytelling, because it's so raw. It breaks everyone down to their fundamental, survival. Unless you start building communities and then you get a view at how those communities are run. What's the money? Like there's people in these clubs. How do they eat? How do they do drugs? How do they drink? How do they get the drugs? How is it manufactured? How do they pay for it all? What's their currency? And don't give me this bullshit. They're all doing favors and bartering. Yeah, you're going to show up at the club and barter some drinks, barter some blow. No, you got to have a currency. It felt like they went from there's nothing going on, everyone's poor and they're in the post-apocalypse, to all of a sudden Mad Max nightclub, and this is an established community out of nowhere. It's literally nothing except an established nightclub in the middle of nothing. They did such a poor job at showing, here's the community, and this is a nightclub, live it up, type of group within that community. It's just so poorly done as far as the world building. I just couldn't get into it. It was there. It's fine that it's there. I don't need a 2-hour explanation of the communities. You can just drop a little this, and this. But I just felt like they did an absolute shit job at doing it. And then they did the reveal that the asshole boyfriend is back. We knew he was coming because they lingered on him in the flashback. We knew the little girl. This is a zombie little girl. For 10 years, she's been at least 10 years plus. She's been stuck in the same spot. Her legs would have been ripped raw. She's been stuck in the same spot. She looks like she's a year old as a zombie, right? She still has the hair done up. It's been 10 fucking years. I can't get over this. The hair done up the same way as the last time the girl saw her. Like, our audience is not that stupid. Like, some of them are, sure. You could do like a little girl zombie, and then the main girl stops a moment. She sees something like a piece of cloth, a little piece of the braid, and then she's taken back a moment. It looks so familiar, but she can't place it. And then the reality sets in. Oh my God, that's Amelie. And then Daryl's like, who? She's like, Amelie, this little girl that I blah, blah, blah. Boom, there you go. And then the audience goes, oh my God, it's Amelie. But now it's like, okay, our audience is half retarded. So it's been 10, 12 years, 9 years, whatever. Let's throw some terrible looking, for the first time in the world of The Walking Dead. I don't know what they did with the zombie makeup, but it looked like CGI. It looked like they did CGI, terrible CGI. I wish I can pull it up and show you. It looked awful. For the look of the zombies is one of the best things all the time in the Walking Dead universe, usually. But my God, this child zombie looked horrible. Anyhow, so it's been years outside in the weather, inexcusable incompetence in what they did there. Now, why is that emotional scene there? It barely registers anything. So I don't know why they went out of their way. I get what they were going for, but it barely matters. Now, then you got the reveal with the asshole boyfriend. He's the dad, This felt flat. I like the fact that she gave the little boy a picture of his mother. That part I actually really liked, you know? 'Cause this is a kid who's essentially being raised by his aunt, a bit of an orphan, but still raised by his aunt. However, there's that connection to his mother through his aunt. And then this is the first time he's seeing what his mother looks like. This is the closest thing he has, you know, to one of his parents is this photograph of his mother. I actually really liked that scene. And I liked how he was eager to show it off and to brag and to be like, look, Daryl, here's my mother. Now, where they get a little over the top is the reveal that the aunt's asshole boyfriend is secretly the father of the aunt's sister's son. First off, it now makes him look like an asshole cheater. Fine, he's already an asshole. But now her sister, which they had like this real quick bond trauma, her sister's now just a cheating tramp. You know what I mean? It's like...
They even showed like a 1-second flashback of
Yeah.
the girl. The first thing I thought
Yep.
was all this is for the people who don't remember who
Oh,
the
yeah.
girl was from the other episode, lol.
Now listen, it's fine that you don't look at it and recognize the little girl from the last episode. That's fine. Like, you're not an idiot for that. But you are an idiot, like, if you need the show to be like, boom, this. It's okay to be like, something about that. I can't place it. Something about that. And then one of your friends or someone online, they peep it. Yo, that was a little girl that she left, remember? In her building. Oh, that's right. That's okay. That is fine for a fan. But TV's like, we have gone so stupid in a time where we have technology where you can watch the episode. You can go online immediately. Who was that little girl? Her neighbor. Done. Yet Hollywood thinks you're so stupid. You need a flashback in the moment. And you don't have the ability to go online immediately after if you didn't get it and be like, who was that little girl? Absolutely. Now, I'm not against flashes like that because sometimes it can represent what's in the mind of the person, like the aunt character. The last image of that child, like the memory coming back to her. I'm fine, but this wasn't done like the memory she had. This was, our audience is stupid and we need to show them, because not just our audience is stupid. That's not it. They think their audience is stupid and, they're self-aware that they did such a poor job establishing that little girl in a little, she's riding her bike in the middle of the zombie outbreak. Well, you little girl, you're about to die, you know, and sit there for 10 years and look perfectly fine. She must have had amazing moisturizer as a zombie. Anyhow, so long story short, the big bad guy meets up with the really big bad. I guess the CRM, we don't know yet. It's real stupid not to just show that or talk about it, but now he gets an army to chase down Daryl because he has this blood feud. They're shooting at Daryl and he gets up. They're shooting down at him and he gets up so incredibly slow. It's laughable. That part I laughed. And then he falls through the roof. He's like, it's cracking. Oh, what do I do? Oh my God, the roof is splitting. I wonder what will happen if I don't move. Oh shit, I fall. And I fell down. It's just like, come on. So I don't care about the world building because I felt like they barely did anything. I still like the location. It's different. It's neat. You know, it's a different country. It's cool. It's got different culture, different look. It's weird that everyone speaks English. Oh, parlez-vous français? Oh, French fries. You know, and then they're like, he's Americano. No, it's Italian, but American. And then they're like, oh, I speak the American. You know, it's like, oh, really? Well, half the population speak the American. Okay, well, everybody you run into in the zombie apocalypse, they speak of the American. It's like, come on, bro. Fucking parlez-vous français shit. You know, come on. I don't even know what that means. But, and the dumbest is when they always make these really like out there crazy people. Like they've been, and The Walking Dead does this too much. everybody they meet almost is so crazy, dude. And he's got zombies tied up to musical instruments. Whoever wrote this, punch yourself in the dick. Even if you're a chick, punch yourself right in the cock, you fucking shithead. Like, you got all these zombies just beating away on shit, and the guy's like doing the orchestra. And Maestro, whatever the hell his name is, he's actually, telling them what to do. And this idiot's all like, look, they're alive. The music is alive, even though they're dead. Oh, Daryl should have killed him. Stupid idiot. That was so stupid. So incredibly dumb. So unbelievably stupid. And there's always these like really weird out there characters all the time. And I think it's desperation. Like, oh my God, I was given the assignment to write the weird character. What do I do? It's got to be weird and unique and different, and no one's seen it before, but I don't know what to do. I don't have an ounce of creativity. I know. It's a zombie rock and roll band, and they tie them up in certain ways that makes them hit the drums and the strings and all this other stupid shit that would never really work. You would actually have to rig them in a way where they're purposely just going, nah, and it sounds like terrible. I wanted to die, actually, in that 5-minute scene. I wanted to die. Next, we're going to go to your fan feedback. I didn't like the episode. I'm fine that fans like it. It's not my cup of tea. I think this is just mid at best. There's not much. It's not. Here's the thing. Fear the Walking Dead is actively bad. It's in competition with itself to see how much more shit it can be. The characters are shit. The dialogue is shit. The story shit. The plot is shit. It is a shit fest. When it comes to Daryl Dixon, even Dead City, there's good moments, but then there's like stuff it's not shit. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's just kind of generic, bland, a whole bunch of tropes. But again, it's not to where I get done watching it. Like with Fear the Walking Dead, my jaw's on the floor and I'm just baffled by the stupidity I just seen. But this show...
Negan show for me was May. Can't get into Daryl's show. Trying to stay hyped for Rick/Michonne show, but I might be done with TWD Universe.
You know what, Veronica, you and I are real close in our thought process. I'm holding out hope for Rick and Michonne. I really hope. First off, thank you very much for the $50 tip. Phantom Menace, I forgot to thank you as well. Thank you very much for the tip. And I might as well throw you on a leaderboard here, but I want to get in the fan feedback, but I'm holding out hope, as well as you are, Veronica, that Rick and Michonne is solid. And there's some type of solid reunion/conclusion, although it's very unlikely because Daryl Dixon is still in France for season 2. That's what it appears at this time. At some point, I would love to just a conclusion of it. But there's no way the Daryl show can turn around and be amazing for me with only 3 episodes left. It's just, I don't think it's happening.
I seen a comment the other day saying that TWD hasn't been this good in years. Are they watching the same show? They've ruined TWD for me. I'm only watching because I feel like I have to.
You know what? I forgot to put Phantom Knight on there for a minute. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put them both up, and then I'll for a minute, and then I'll situate it. How did I have that? Hold on. Did I do that right? Let's put them up there, and then I'll situate it. I'll fix that. Let me finish my thoughts, and then I'll get back to correcting that. Hunter, thank you very much for the super chat. As far as I've seen comments, and I will say, I said this on Reddit and people got pissed. I saw comments on Reddit about Daryl Dixon's show getting good ratings. And my comment was, I forget what they said, but it was basically, I forget. I disagreed with it, but all I said was, my thought process is the fans that are left after the majority of the more picky fans, the fans that have a different taste, they all gone. There are 15 million of them left. They're gone, you know? The ones that are around are far more forgiving to the dialogue, the characters, the storytelling. And a lot of them, like myself included, I'm here because I'm invested. I already invested 10 years and I'm a huge zombie fan. That combo, there's nothing else that's zombie on tonight. I've seen it all, so as a zombie fan, I always love zombie content, new zombie content. I always want to give it a shot, but I'm also so invested in the characters, I could wait and binge it, and if I didn't have these streams, I honestly would. I would just wait and binge it all in one go. Not in one day, but you know what I mean? Like two episodes here, one here at my leisure, over a weekend or something. But what I said was the people that are left are far more, fine with, I don't want to be mean about it and say like they have a worse taste than everyone else, but their tastes just aren't as picky. They're not as worried about, plot holes and clunky dialogue and certain things like that. Forced this, that, and the third. They're not so picky about it. It's more like, it wasn't trash, and there was a couple parts that were highlights. So, overall, it's good. It's kind of like this. As long as it's not terrible, I loved it. It's kind of like that vibe. That's what's lingering. And it makes sense. When you break a show, franchise, whatever, down to its core remaining, they're always far more forgiving. And they always have far more like excuses of why it's like that. And not in a you versus us way, but it's just, it always breaks down that way. And that's what I believe is going on now. And like I said, it's not trash like Fear. So I can see why they would think like, oh, this is the greatest ever, I disagree totally. But anyhow, I do want to get into some comments. That's my fan feedback. We're going to do the poll. If you just got here, go ahead and vote on the poll. We're going to do a couple comments and we'll shut down the poll in a minute. Let me move this over so that way I'm not, yanking my neck. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted to move. Let me move the chat over so that way I can actually see it. There we go. Move this back. Yeah, there we are. All right, so the chat here. Zombie band was so stupid it was funny. I was like bad playing band and we saw yeah, even Daryl said this was a stupid detour. I almost feel like the actor was like, I have to say this is stupid, and he meant the scene was stupid. But for the character it was like, yeah, this was a stupid detour, because he did say like this was a stupid detour or some shit like that. But I feel like that was the actor Norman Reedus kind of getting through, and he was like, this is dumb. This is hella dumb. Yeah, all right. So James the Sheriff Dixon hit me up on Discord, and he brought up he says like the reference between the tattoo on Luther's face, and I want someone in chat to go and look, because he believes there's a reference between Luther, who has a tattoo on his face similar to Mike Tyson's tribal, and then the new bad guy in Daryl Dixon. Now he has a tattoo on his face. But when I looked up Luther, in my opinion, it's a scar. It's because it's actually like cut here and then cut here. And in a couple scenes, it's bubbled up. So in my opinion, that's totally a scar. But I want chat. Someone jump in and give your opinion. Is that a reference? Is that a coincidence? James the Sheriff Dixon noticed it. And my personal opinion is, they both have something on their face. The white guy has a tattoo, and Luther has a scar. That's how I see it. But you guys let me know. Daryl Dixon must have been written by AI. Never such bad writing. Third was what the fuck cluster sandwich. Major free cities falling for first day one survivors. Survive this long, you're probably not insane. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're surviving this long, you're probably not that far off, unless you got some help in your survival. It must took the idea from the Walking Dead musical they wanted to do. Oof, I don't even want to talk about the musical. Ouch. The musician didn't know how to lead an orchestra. No, he didn't. You don't miss Morgan's stepkid? No, I don't. Yeah, Veronica's holding the chat down. Phantom Knight holding it down tonight. I think White Panda was holding down the gaming stream the other night. He tipped $10 while we were. For anyone who doesn't know, we just started doing DLC, just a little bit, little gaming here and there on the Ronnie Hayes channel. That's actually fun. The Resident Evil 4 DLC called Separate Ways. If you liked Resident Evil 4, it's $10. It's only like 3 to 5 hours, but I think you'll really like it. It's just as fun. So, am I a fan of Ride? No, I don't really watch that. Angela said this was one series I was most excited about, but halfway through it, I'm still meh. I did enjoy Dead City. I think it was way better than this has been. Hoping Rick and Michonne is better. Man, I just want Rick and Michonne to be solid. Yeah, conductor. What's wrong with this microphone? Oh, Mary, you thought this episode was boring? Rashid said it was alright. Ronnie, did you get Mos Eisley, Jabba the Hutt Palace vibes from that club they had? Yeah, in a little bit, like kind of like a hive of villainy and scum, right? They've got like a million hardcore fans left and room to get more people back on board, but they botched everything. I agree. They could get a lot of people back. About the guy in the zombie band, and they left the building. Did Daryl purposely leave the door open to kill the guy with the band? I didn't see that. That would have been great though. Little Easter eggs like that, would have been fine with me. Was the "I'm your father" reveal supposed to be surprising? I felt the last episode. I think they wanted it to be like a dun dun dun, but we knew the boyfriend was coming back because he was so prevalent in the flashback, and they made a big deal of him hiding the gun. So it's probably going to come back around, the gun included, 10 years later, somehow, some way. But we'll see. But the dad coming back, I don't think that was a surprise of anybody. Him being the dad, I could see people being like, oh, I didn't think that was coming. Did I think he was the dad? I would have to say, you know what? No, because I didn't even think about there being a dad. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those, it doesn't even matter. Because to me, like, the kid doesn't even matter. Like, his parents don't matter. They're regular people. Who their parents are just doesn't matter. But I can see if they want to incorporate this triangle with the guy now. We'll see how it plays out. But that's where my thought was. I wasn't even thinking about, him being the dad. Just because I wasn't even thinking about a dad. Episode reminded me of Land of the Dead. I could see that. Let's check. Get your votes in. We're about to shut down the poll, so that way we can finish some opinions and shut her down. Again, while you're still here, Veronica and Phantom Knight, thank you very much for holding the stream down and pitching in for the new PC fund that hopefully after this Christmas, I'm going to be upgrading a workstation, which will help tremendous. I'm actually already excited about the prospects of locking down like an updated workstation that can edit really solid high def videos to make especially the flaw versus all cleaner. Some streaming it could help, because there's some times where my PC chugs a bit. Did you also notice that they were grilling out on the same style grill from Terminus? Nice callback. I don't even think I really noticed, some things like that. Like a lot of those grills, was it one of those barrel grills? A lot of those outdoor grills are just so common. My brain wouldn't even be like, Now that you mention it, I'd look back, but my brain wouldn't even be like, but I didn't spot it, no. I still don't understand how the zombies in France are acidic. I want to know that too. Like, what's up with the acid? Other than someone going, man, we need something different. Oh, the zombies have acid blood. They did that with the aliens, so it should be cool too. Here, I don't get it. I want an explanation though, and not. I know what it's gonna be. Uh, global warming. You know, it'll be something stupid like that. It'll be like acid rain. Does anyone remember acid rain when you were a kid? When I was a kid and we were in school, they told us over and over again how acid rain is going to kill us all. It's the future. It's the future global warming shit that's going to murder us all in our sleeps. It's going to burn your house down. It's going to kill your parents. You're going to die. Don't even bother with an umbrella. It's going to burn through everything and burn out your eyeballs, you stupid little bastard. Like, they hyped up acid rain so much that you don't hear anything about it anymore. And that's another reason why sometimes, like, I don't want to hear the doomsday shit I just want the facts and with the truth of what's going on, no matter what it comes to. But yeah, acid rain killing us all. They don't No one even talks about it anymore. What the fuck? What about the strong ass zombie they were experimenting on? I don't know what's up with that either. But the zombie died after a little bit, and I'm not a big fan of that idea. Like, oh, let's get army zombies that are really strong. If that's what they're going for. Me and my family who watch both Dead City think it's the same as they do. Mentioned in this episode. Readily mention it this episode. Me and my family who watch both Dead City. Oh, you think the tattoo is the same, meaning the tattoo has meaning in this show, so it has to have meaning for the other guy. Unless the other guy had a tattoo and tried to cut it off or out, then I can see that. But it's not like flat. Like, if you go back and look at Luther's pictures, high def, it is a wound. I'll pull up Luther's pictures. It's a wound. So again, and don't forget, like, Luther's in America. Unless it's a CRM and they travel. And here's another thing. What point would it serve? I mean, imagine if they came out and they were like, Luther used to work for the same group as this guy. Does it even matter? Luther's dead. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm a little lost on why it even matters. If they even want it to matter. I just don't see why it even matters for the show. Like, it doesn't do anything for the show. I wouldn't put it past AMC to do shit that doesn't matter, but we'll have to see. This kid telling Daryl you won't die in France and confronting the grieving woman no one else could was kind of too much. Same. Him being like, fear not, Daryl, monsieur. You will not die in France. Shut the fuck up, you little bastard. You're guessing, you stupid little shit. And then they're all like, I knew the kid was special. He gave the bitch a hug. Like, she just had a loss in her family. Did any of you idiots go up and give her a hug? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did any of you guys go up and just, like, console her? You know? I don't know if you even tried. If a little kid can show up and be like, I'm sorry your lover died. I hug you now. You know, like, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I was half waiting for them to go up to, like, someone in a wheelchair and the kid to, like, touch him, and he gets up and he's all like, oh, I can dance, you know? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, man? All right, let me pull up Luther. I want to show a couple pictures. Dead City. I'm just not. Here is a picture open in new tab. Now, this would be hard to see. Let me get another one. Here's a nice one here. Actually, this is a really good picture right here. Yes, perfect. Okay, so you think the Luther is in the same group because they have the same face tattoo. Now, I pulled up a picture of Luther, and I'm convinced now it's not the same. It's a scar. I'll show you why. But I also want to show Daryl Dixon. What's the bad guy? Bad guy. I don't know what his name is. Daryl Dixon. Bad guy. I don't know what his name is. Damn. Yeah, this guy here. Here we go. I got a picture. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so I don't think they're the same at all. After looking at them from this angle, not even close, in my personal opinion. And I could be wrong, but let me pull it up. So let me get rid of my overlay, and let me get rid of my face. Get out of here, face. All right, so here's the guy. This is the villain, and this is his tattoo, right? It is clearly a symbol of some type, and it covers the face and the neck, and it is distinctively a symbol. Now here is Luther. Now I just want to show you up close. You can kind of see it's like chopped up. It's got texture to it, like a scar. Now here is Luther's face. That is definitely a scar. It's indented, it's cut up. And again, big difference between clean tattoo, clear tattoo, and that is wounded face right there. He's got a wounded face. So I feel like they're totally different. They did have two big bads, not big bads, but with something on their face, sure. But I think at this point, that's just coincidence. Because that's definitely a wound. He got cut up bad. I want to know how he got cut up now. But you guys in the chat, what do you think? I think it's just a cut. It's just a wound. All right, there we go. I'm back. I'm back now. Ronnie, it's been a minute, but glad to catch you live. I do make short films. That's what's up. I love zombies. Sad Walking Dead fell off. I know if we linked on a zombie short, it would be fire as well. It could be. It could be, brother. I remember Acid Rain in the 70s, right? No one talks about it anymore. I'm going to look it up and see why not. You know? How did it disappear? Here's the news. Okay. Most exciting parts of these episodes is hoping for more TOWL teaser trailers within, they did like Daryl. Oh, I see what you're saying. CRM connection is what James, the Sheriff Dixon, thinks. Are we not getting a Walking Dead movie now? No. The shows are split up into miniseries. Yeah, no movie now. I don't what I'm trying to say, different timeline. I'm not sure if I understand the different timelines, though. I don't know what the fuck that kid be saying, right? Oh, man. Mansoor, however you say it. I don't like them leaving plot points open why Daryl was a prisoner on the ship. Here's why they do it. There's only two reasons why you leave plot points open. For building up to an awesome reveal later, or not knowing the answer yourself. And The Walking Dead has admittedly done this a couple times. Like the PPP for Heath, they had no idea what to do with that. They just put it in there as something that they can build off later. Same thing happened a number of times with characters, and plot points that fell apart. They'll do something like, okay, we have to start filming. We're very unsure about the specifics of how Daryl got there. So let's just have him wash up. And then while they're filming, they can, if they even need to explain it in season 1, they'll get it by like the end of the season, which gives them a few more weeks now. Think about it. It's around 8 to 9 days per episode, roughly. So let's say 6 episodes, that's 7 weeks, give or take 7-8 weeks. That buys them time to figure out what happened. So that's even if they reveal what happened, then they can do it in season 2. Like, I legit don't understand that child. I don't know. I think I know what they're getting at, but saying someone is just special is not enough, You need, especially in a show like the zombie is the only thing that is a fantastical element. Everyone else needs to be grounded because that's why The Walking Dead works the way it does. It works good that Daryl doesn't fly to America. Imagine if Daryl just went, okay, I did my job here, and then just flew like Superman and was like Neo from The Matrix, and then landed in America. Be honest, how many of you would be like, oh, Daryl can fly? That's so awesome. Probably 10 of you who don't give a shit about The Walking Dead would be like, oh, this is ridiculous. I love it. But the fan base that cares about, how grounded the story is and the characters, you'd be like, this is stupid. Daryl has superpowers. This is dumb. And that's why it doesn't work with this kid being special. Because here's how they write it off sometimes. Oh, he's special. He does some special shit, and then it never matters. They never touch on it. It like the kid dies or some stupid shit, and it's left like unknown. Was he special or was he just good with people? Like what? I don't know. Anyway, if after all these years the only connection to the CRM we get is that Luther is CRM, that'd be bananas. Yeah, that would be crazy. Because again, Luther's dead. It doesn't matter. And Luther didn't even do anything. So again, it doesn't matter. I don't know what AMC would be doing. What if they decided to go to Lost Route and have time travel? I would hate it. It's going to be so funny when the kids get bitten and turns, even though I'm sure they'll never happen. That would be funny. Healing the lepers and whatnot, turning water into wine, right? I think Daryl should have saved somehow by Eugene a cliffhanger for next season. That's Chimera, like the Star Destroyer in Star Wars, Grand Admiral Thrawn's ship. Look it up. I think it's spot on. Oh, the design. I told you last episode about the show. Boyfriend back from a romantic drama, and you said you would hate that. Well, yeah, I still don't like it. As soon as I saw him, I thought of your eyes rolling. That is something I should mention. I still don't like the romantic whatever, because it's one note. It's like it's been 10 years. All we know about guy asshole, and then he's even like they're making a deal. Oh, I hated that part. They're making a deal. And Daryl is like sticking up for a person that he's now becoming kind of friends with. And he's like, I don't need a. Oh, and Daryl dropped like 3 or 4 F-bombs. That's awesome. But he goes, I don't need a boat that fucking bad. And then she gets mad at him for sticking up for her. And she does all this, strong woman modern day shit. I almost gagged on my own, She's like, we made it. I don't know what she said, but the part where she's like, I don't need a hero. It's like, shut up. Friends, no matter if you're, guy friends, girlfriends, you look out for each other. But because it's a guy looking out for a girl friend, you can't have the girl be perceived weaker. So she has to snap back that she's a boss bitch. That whole scene was just and that's part and parcel why I don't want any of this relationship nonsense. Because first off, does anyone in chat give a fuck about their relationship even a little bit? Does anyone care? I doubt, in all honesty, one of you give a shit. I don't think one of you actually cares about their relationship. Not one, That's how like waste of screen time it is. Now, if he was in there drama-wise as a plot point, the connection with the son, that could lead somewhere that ends up cool. But for right now, it's not doing much for me. He's a big bad guy, right? Well, why didn't he stop them? He had full control over the nightclub. He could take anything he wanted. Why didn't he stop Daryl? Why didn't he stop his ex? He just let them go. It just doesn't make sense, because I know he's going to come back as like uber bad, clubber and drag her off. But why, James, the Sheriff Dixon said, all right, still think I'm right, heading out, work in the morning, always fun talking to Dad with everyone. Well, we'll keep an eye on it if something comes up with the connection in the tattoos. I mean, if you notice anything else, let me know. I just don't see it at this time. Don't give AMC ideas. They would give Daryl the ability to fly. They probably would. Biggest issue for me is Daryl just dropped into this plot for marketing purposes. This isn't a story they needed to be told. How funny would it be if this was a story that they wrote and they were like, you know what, it won't work. But then when Daryl, the actor, was filming overseas, they said, dude, that old script with the love interest and, the nuns and the kid, think about it. We drop Daryl in that world and he can be among them, and we already have it written, or the concept. Like, how funny and stupid and depressing would that be if that's how this actually played out? Because we know that once he went over to film something else, was it Ride with Norman Reedus? They said that they can work this into that filming schedule. How much you want to bet they already had this for a spinoff or a Tales from the Dead type, episode or whatever. And they were like, we can reuse this material. That's crazy. I hope that's not true, because that would be lame. All right, go ahead and vote. I'm shutting it down now. You got 30 seconds to go vote. Yes, I'm heavily invested in that relationship. Bryant, you're a liar. Making it up as they go, you mean? Probably. Daryl can fly like Peter Pan? Probably. Remember the show Heroes? I never watched it, but I do know it. Daryl on a flying motorcycle. Jesus will come to save the Walking Dead. Probably. Just super upset we haven't heard anyone in France say croissant. I predict RJ will save Daryl from France. Oh my God, that'd be funny. I thought it was 15 years since the start. Well, I said something like, closer to 20 years, and then people said it was more like 9, I think, or 11. So I just say 10 because 10 is somewhere definitely there, and it's also a good example of too much time going by for this nonsense to be taking place. That other nun too, she just met the dude in the new group, and it looks like they're head over heels for each other. Oh, those two, yeah. Like the nun, and didn't they train the nuns? They had this wall of weapons, and Daryl was like, "Oh, nuns with shotguns," and she's like, "Well, we have to prepare some shit like that." And then the nun gets a zombie, in she lines up the sights on the zombie, and she's all like, "I can't do it." Didn't they train you? This is not the first time we've seen shows go, "Oh, they're a trained killer," and then they go to shoot, and it's like, what? So maybe she didn't get training. All right, lame, but whatever. And then she is dancing with this random, and it took me a minute, and I'm like, who's this guy? Like, she's all head over heels in love. Who is this guy? He just showed up, He just popped up from the floor and started dancing with her, and she's all like, "I'm gonna have your baby. We're gonna name him, Daryl," some shit like that. I'm not gonna lie, I wish they would just kill everyone except Daryl. For real. Same. Send his ass back to America, where he belongs. Go back to where you came from, Daryl. No one cares about the relationship. Glenn and Maggie was the only relationship. Veronica said the only romantic relationship I've ever cared about in The Walking Dead was Glenn and Maggie. You know what? They probably had one of the strongest. I would argue Glenn and Maggie. Oh, you know what? For a minute there, I couldn't even come up with, because Abraham and Rosita, I didn't care. I didn't, as far as like connection wise. Rosita and Gabriel, I didn't care. Rosita and Sadiq, I didn't care. There's just nothing there. It might be Glenn and Maggie for the lead. I always loved, even in the comic, I adored Rick and Michonne, because they had that best friend energy, that chemistry. And it was supposed to be Rick and Andrea, but they killed Andrea off early on. And then they changed it to Rick and Michonne, which it kind of takes away that best friend, because that's a powerful connection. Because again, I've explained this before, but when you have characters that you want the audience to go, "Oh, they like each other," if they kiss, you're done. That's it. They kissed. Look, they love each other because they kiss. It's a very cheap writing technique to just have them get together. And I feel like they did that in a way with Rick and Michonne. They made it, that power couple. But I still think they work just even better and more complex as best friends. But we have the Daryl and Carol as strong best friends, so maybe we don't need all of that. But long way around, yeah, I have to agree. I think Glenn and Maggie was like the couple of the show. Like the couple of the show. And no one's replaced them since then. I disagree, Shantez. Well, there could have been some cringe scenes. But as far as like a couple in the show together, I think Glenn and Maggie was top tier, especially early on. It's bad. I want to see Daryl and Rick reunite more than Rick and Michonne. No. I would be curious to hear how the script would have changed if Melissa McBride had agreed to do the show. It would be this, but Carol too. 12:15 feels about right. Way too many mini jumps. All right, I'm shutting down the poll. And it ended at a strong 59% liked the episode, 40% didn't like the episode. That leaves us as the worst rated episode out of the 3 so far. And I'm thinking about that because I'm trying to remember. I think I liked the episode before this a small bit less, but then again, maybe not. Maybe it's a good tie. So I don't know. Bob and Sasha. Bob and Sasha wasn't too bad. It was, but I liked both of the actors. So, and I don't remember a whole lot about their relationship. So, I don't know. I just remember I liked both of the actors more than the characters for Bob. Bob was a flaky one, but I don't know. I'd probably have to do a rewatch. The governor and Andrew's probably up there too. No, I'm kidding. That was horrible. Damn, Rosita ran through. Oh yeah, she got what? Sadiq, Gabriel, Abraham. She probably had the most action out of all of them. Yeah, but I mean Sasha and wait a minute. Sasha, yeah, but Sasha and Abraham's couple status like barely got off the ground and ended. But there was a spark there. There was not enough. Like it just didn't have any legs to it. You get what I'm saying? Zombies walking around, not interested in romantic relationships. Yeah, that's another thing. The romance needs to stay to a minimum. And that's why I still feel like, let's get real. We only had the nightclub in this episode because of modern audiences. How do the people say that nowadays? You only had that because of modern audiences. That's it. That's somebody in Hollywood going, I want to jam a drag queen in here just because, I stick it to conservatives. Like they have this weird get back mentality that we all have to now deal with because, they bicker they can't separate their politics with entertainment or work. So we all have to deal with their shit, when people who just want to be entertained, just want to be entertained. And that's in damn well why we got a chunk of this. It's probably what structured the whole episode was around the idea of the get back. So, because as soon as I saw that and they didn't do the proper world building, my immediate reaction was, these people are struggling to survive. This doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. Not even like escapism. I get that totally. But this is beyond this is an established community. Life is on the easy side comparatively. But we're not shown that. It's just randomly here they are underground. It just doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't know what the point of seeing Daryl collapse through the roof was when we know he's going to be fine. Yeah, it's just a way of closing out the episode. Like, oh, look, Daryl fell down, got a boo-boo. That's it. There isn't a strong emphasis on the variant walkers. The Walking Dead is done. I would argue the variant walkers aren't going to save The Walking Dead at all. Imagine The Walking Dead being bland with running zombies. It's going to be bland with running zombies. They need better writers, and they need desperately a zombie fan of some type, even as an advisor. I just spit on the mic. Sorry. Because think about it. The original Walking Dead started from a place of immense passion, telling a zombie apocalypse story. You know what I'm saying? Like a grounded zombie apocalypse story with the people and the survival, how they get together or not get together, all of that with a great focus. Almost every episode had like that jaw-dropping, zombie. I don't want to say gore. Gore's just too generic of a word, but that appreciation for the practical effects of just that nastiness and the rot, It was like the highlight. Every episode had at least one or more highlights. Nowadays, it's like if a zombie is there, it's a highlight. Oh, there's zombies tied up, in a band. That's a highlight. But that's not a highlight, Anyhow, they desperately need that. I don't know when they're gonna get their first gay character, but they desperately need it because I think the Daryl Dixon show is on the verge of being slightly homophobic because there's no gay characters, especially in the lead. I honestly don't know why Daryl's not sucking dick. I gotta be real with you. I gotta be real. I think the writers need to do better, and for a whole episode, we just need to see him bobbing for apples without the apples. You get what I'm saying? This used to be my favorite show ever to watch, but I just can't get into it. These bottle episodes. It's almost like the past doesn't mean anything to story-wise. I just can't believe it's gone this bad. Yeah, I understand the fans that want more of a connection to the main show, but they've abandoned that long ago. Like, this is bottle episode shit here. What happens? Think about it. If you're interested in Daryl, nothing he's doing here matters. Why? Because Daryl washed up in France, and he's going to do things in France and then leave. Nothing, unless he gets his, arm chopped off or leg mutilated, there's nothing, or get special powers. How stupid would that be? Like, Daryl gets bit by an acid zombie and he can now piss acid on everybody. Daryl is going to leave here and it's not going to affect anything. It won't affect dick, Originally, I thought they would have some Rick and Daryl connection. Like he, just found Rick, but he got taken away on a convoy that brought him over to France. And he knows now Rick is out there. He caught sight of him. And then at the end of this season, they'll surprise us by Daryl finding a log from the CRM. And then it shows, something that can be like, I don't know, but tie it into what he found, the evidence before of Rick. But they abandoned that altogether and was just like, yeah, he was out there looking for shit, but it's very vague. I don't know. For me, I think that would work so much better. Like if they had a nugget, like, Daryl saw Rick or something. There's something with Rick, but Daryl's not saying it because these people don't know Rick. So it makes sense why Daryl's not like telling them about, but us as an audience, we know there's something there. And then boom, we get it at the end of the season and it leads into the promise of what they can do later on. But honestly, the show doesn't know what they're going to do with Rick and the reunion with Daryl. That's why it's not in there. They don't know what it is. Watch the scene of the girl singing. Her arm looks weird, like it's double jointed. I tried to pull it back up, but I can't get it to play. Because I wanted to show you that little zombie girl. That looked terrible. I might look it up on YouTube. Does anyone know if there's any clips on YouTube? Because that looked awful. I might try to pull it up. Because AMC Plus is still not starting for me. What if I can do it on my phone? Oh, fuck. Damn it. I wonder if Daryl Dixon's scene. Is that one? But I'll do like only what was uploaded today. Remembering the past. Filters this week. Yeah. This week. Or today, whatever. Daryl Dixon spinoff. Daryl Scenes HD. That was 4 days ago. I need to do today. So we got opening scene. That's not going to do much. The Walker experiment. Oh, here. The girl singing. Is that what you're talking about? The catacombs, too. That was cool, but it's just like a visual. It's like background. I'm trying to get to the singer. They're already... She's lifting her arms up. I'm not really seeing anything. I'm gonna have to really find it because I don't know at what scene it is. Is it here? I think I know what you mean. I've seen people's elbows um overextend like that a little bit, and it looks, you know what I mean? It looks funky, if that's what you mean. What is the girl? Is that gonna be on here? The Amelie, is that her name? Right here. The burnt zombies. That might be it here. This might be it. Oh, that is it. Yeah, watch. The quality of this clip is shit, man. These people really just upload whatever Walking Dead crap they can, don't they? This quality is garbage. Like, if you're gonna rush to upload a scene from The Walking Dead, why don't you make it high def? This shit is trash. But hopefully it's good enough to see what I mean. Oh, it is CGI because she's missing her nose. At least that part is CGI. I'm going to try to find another one. This person uploaded it too. I'll show you in a second. Yeah, this one, they both look like trash, to be honest, but I'll show you. Here. I got to put my face down. Webcam. Okay, so here's the little girl. And this is what I mean. Her nose is CGI'd off. So she's wearing some sort of green cap, at least on her nose. And I'm assuming part of her cheek. It might be her whole face. They said, fuck it, we'll do the whole thing CGI. Because it looks terrible. I think they even get closer. Yeah. Yeah, see what I mean? And it looks awful. I was shocked. Because they usually look amazing. But I was downright shocked. Now, again, this girl is 10 years old, if not a little more. And we're going to compare. Here's the same. We're going to compare. I want to show you something. Yeah, this one might be better. Look how shitty that looks. That's embarrassing. And the special effects department usually does amazing. What are they doing here? But here's the part where they said the audience is dumb as shit. They got, I think it's when she left. Is it when she left? They show a little scene of it. Yeah, right here. So here's her 10 years ago. And you guys know it's like 13, 14 years by now, but let's just say 10 just to be safe. Here's her now. 10 years in the same spot. Even if her leg was stuck on whatever, it's a zombie. It would rip raw. The sun, the rain, every day, day in, day out in that weather, the clothes would be damn near rags by now. 10 years. Her hair would be basically gone. I mean, it would be, 10 years. She left. Here's her. And then here's her 10 years later as a zombie. She died that same day. She died this day. You know, she didn't hang out for 5 years and then die in the same spot where she last seen her. She died that day. Or at least like the next day. She died relatively soon after that. And these CGI zombies were terrible too. Like that. Oh my God, that was terrible. Watch. Oh, belly flop. Look at when they do the cut too. And then they cut it right here. Oh, it might be a double cut. Yeah, they'll do some cut right here. And they really only fell 2 feet. That looked weird, actually. That last bit. It looks like they CGI'd some extra little flow of blood. Oh, he gets up too. He's like, oh man, that hurt. Help me up, you bitch. He got up really weird. Look at him. For the acid zombie. Oh, I'm special. I'm a variant. Give me some of that ass, bitch. Come here. I'm acid. Where's that girl at? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there she is. Oh, you bitch. Don't leave me again, you fucking bitch. Yeah, so here's 10 years. And we saw a zombie grow into a tree in just a couple years. You know, Walking Dead when it was doing good. The Walking Dead when it was doing good and still trying to ground itself had a zombie grow into part of a tree within a couple years. Because Lori got pregnant when the outbreak happened. And she was still pregnant, about to give birth, when they found the zombie, right? Stuck on the tree. Yeah, that's right. In a couple years, which makes sense in this grounded reality that they are. In a couple years, this zombie, like, grew. It's like the vines and dirt and moss grew into each other from the tree walker, you know? In a couple years, this little bitch, she's 10 years as a zombie and she looks like she got bit a week ago. I can't get over that. I can't fathom how insanely retarded that is. No connection to series is literally explaining the birth of stronger walkers. Would World Beyond scene happens after Daryl series? I'm not sure what part of that. Who you're talking to. Either me or someone else, but I'm not sure what part of that is connected. You said no connection, question mark. This series is literally explaining the birth of stronger walkers. World Beyond scene happens after Daryl series. I don't know what World Beyond scene. Yeah, I don't remember what World Beyond scene you're talking about. That's after Daryl series. As far as no connection, you might be talking about when I was talking about Daryl itself. Of two parts to this. Daryl himself is coming to this area and leaving, and there's going to be nothing. What I mean by that is not like these little threads that you can, like, I don't give a shit about acid zombies. Like, I don't care. I don't care about variants. I don't even want them to have variants. That's just some desperate writer who doesn't know what the fuck to do with real zombie stuff. So they go, let's have a zombie that's 7 feet tall, you know? Why don't we have someone who does experiments with zombies and he's got eyes like a spider all around his head? Wouldn't that be cool? And he's got these little legs that come out of his fucking back and he can spin spider webs. He just shoots it out of his cock and, you know, he spins people up and he drinks their blood and then he turns into, like, I don't care about any of that shit. Maybe if it was a crazy cool new IP, I'd be like, yo, this is off the wall nuts and it's fun, but not in The Walking Dead. You don't start grounded with beautiful storytelling in the world, in a zombie genre, and then just shit the bed and eat it. You know, you don't just do that. So with those type of connections, I don't care, you know? And second off, when it comes to the Daryl show, unless they do something drastic, it's not going to connect. He's going to come here, he's going to leave, and there's going to be nothing. Again, unless they do something drastic, like, even then, let's say they bring the girl and the kid back to the main show, even then, I just don't care. And I don't count that, but those would be connections. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, though. Would have been crazy to have that as opening minutes. It's standalone to be its own story so it can branch out to new people. That's why it's made this way. Next is going to be Carol is going to run into him in her fishing boat. That's how they would do it, too. No, Patty Smokes. They have not had that yet. First off, we were joking about all that, so it was supposed to be sarcasm. I don't know if it came out right. if The Walking Dead evolved the zombies into some Left 4 Dead shit or some, at least be a bit cooler. You see, that's the thing though, is just make a Left 4 Dead type TV show. Just do a different thing. Don't, mutilate what we already have as a great franchise just because it's had shitty writing, the girl died the same day she left. That's nuts. It is. I think it's crazy. So that little girl zombie been there for 12 years. Yep. Her legs didn't rub raw. She didn't, her clothes were not badly degraded because of the weather over time. She's fine. It's like she was a zombie for a month and she's cool. I think her face wasn't even that rotted. I don't think the Daryl can carry show by himself, to be honest. Maybe when Carol comes in, it'd be different. At the moment, it's just kind of boring. I think we need more scenes of hallucination. Gavin shouting vague euphemisms like, you know what it is. The bad guy villain really sucks at fighting. He can't hold his own. Kid Zombie was cool, but it wouldn't be in the same spot for longer than 3 years. The Raining Walker bugged me more, and the burning with no bone breaks. Yeah, the bones would have been broken. The CGI looked weird as fuck. It did, didn't it? I don't know what's up with that. See, in the past, they would do this where they would have them wear it'd be like imagine like a green mask, like a really thin, like a ninja mask, but they would do practical effects on the entire face of the zombie, and the tip of the nose would just be the green mask. So then they can only CGI out that tip of the nose and do some special work, on the inside. So that way they'd probably have like even images of, what they wanted that inside to look like. And then they can mask it over and do some, work on it, CGI work on it. And that would be the special effect. The tip of her nose is gone. But this one, it looks like because the tip of her nose was gone, they didn't even do practical. They did it all CGI. And it looks terrible. I don't know if that's what they did, but that's how it looks. He's talking about post-credit scene. Oh, you're talking about the post-credit scene, The World Beyond? Well, here's a couple things. I don't know how that's after the Daryl show or before the Daryl show, unless they came out and said it specifically. Because I don't know when that happened. I vaguely remember it. Another thing too is, yeah, I don't even know how that matters. And I know it's going to be like, oh, but this is the quick zombies. And again, it's like they already did variant zombies in the main show. This isn't the origin of the fast zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've already got them in the main show before Daryl left for France. So this isn't the origin of maybe the acid zombies, but they haven't even explained that yet. So until it's all explained, I mean, I'm not going to debate it, but that's a tough pill to swallow. Yo, what up? What up, Cindy? Or Wendy C, sorry. I took C and Wendy and put it together. Yep, things are going good. I do have to shut down in a couple minutes, though, because I got to get up at 6 for work. So, but it was nice chatting, which is Shaquille O'Neal zombie. And I'm fine with, like, for example, there's those strongmen in the strongmen competitions. Some of them are huge, I'm fine with one of those being a zombie, but like a real zombie. None of this video game strongman zombie. Like, no, but do a big zombie like that. That would be fucking awesome. But just a zombie, nothing special, but huge. That'd be insane. That'd be so cool. And do something great with it. But the show would probably do some video gamey, like, oh, big roar, I'm cool with that, but yeah. Never seen World Beyond. He's talking about post-credit. The Walking Dead ironically died when it became mainstream. How do you think Carol will find Daryl? I think she'll just show up. The Cause, Codrone's group, that's not even, is trying to cure the virus. The Cause. Who's the Cause? What's Codrone's group? Did I miss that? What is Codrone's group? It's trying to cure the virus, activating the nervous and circulatory system of the walkers. That is creating a stronger walker, like the one in the episode of Broke the Chain. Now, where are you getting this shit from? First off, like, is this like, are you following spoilers and information? Because we've speculated in chat that, and I do agree, it seems like they're trying to make these like strong zombies, and it only lasted 18 seconds until his head blew up. But again, I'm only speculating. It could be anything. They could be secretly making, or I'm sorry, they could be trying to make a weapon that will kill a zombie in a second. Like, here's a blow dart, dies. And they were really saying 18 seconds, meaning that's too long. They need to kill it instantly. So I'm asking, like, where are you getting this definitive, unless I missed it in the show? I get the speculation, because I agree with you. That's how it looked. It looked like they were trying to make stronger ones, which I think is fucking stupid. I don't want no, experimented strong zombies in a different show. Fine, start it with that, but not in The Walking Dead. It's too grounded. The show has some problems for sure, but I definitely don't think it is a bad show. In my opinion, just been better than Dead City. I tried to explain it before, being, it's not bad. It doesn't have things that jump out and it's like, my God, I can't believe I wasted, like, it was a good hour to I didn't have anything else to watch in that hour. Would I have preferred something better? Sure, absolutely. But was it as mind-numbingly painful as Fear the Walking Dead? No. But I just think it's mid. I mean, there was no point in time where I was like, oh shit, One thing I could say, they're doing something all different with Daryl, in my opinion. I don't care for the Commonwealth storyline. I didn't either. In my opinion, Dead City was cool, but I'm tired of them rehashing the Maggie and Negan stuff. I agree with that. It's not spoilers. It is the opening. And in the post-credits scene from World Beyond, Dr. Jenner mentions the French idea of activating the system of walkers. Yeah, see, like, here's the thing, though. It's like, we've talked about that as well, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is, and this happens sometimes, like, that could exactly be it to a T. Here's you know what I'm saying? But sometimes there's not like that definitive confirmation in the show. And so fans will say like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it is. But the only reason I say like, well, I'm not saying that, is because there's that one sliver of definitive confirmation that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember Jenner confirming it like that. I remember it as that's a very likely speculation to make. But I mean, the way you're saying it is like, this is exactly, definitely how it is. Maybe that is it, but I don't remember it. I'm going to look up the Jenner scene because I don't remember it exactly like that. Jenner post-credit scene. Then again, I didn't watch World Beyond. I looked up the post-credit scene, and I was not, I didn't give a shit about it. There's no sound. You made it worse. Yeah, I remember that. You made it worse. They were doing experiments. They made it worse. And he shot the bitch. And he's smoking his little cigarette.
Variant cohorts you referred to in our last communication. We haven't seen anything like that here at all. Nothing close. I hope this finds you as well as you can be. I hope you don't lose faith. The day will come when we are going to beat this thing. At least that's what the other Dr. Jenner keeps telling me. Now she knows she's smarter than me.
Yeah, I remember all this. I thought there was more there, and we'll run it back. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but and she gets up and runs. Yeah, runs at the door, or she, he, whoever. She spazzes at the door. Now here's a couple things. The Jenner scene, right? This is what, a few months into the outbreak, and then Jenner dies. I forget the timeline, but this is only a few months. Now, Laurie's not even showing, so it's probably only a few weeks correct me if I'm wrong. She's pregnant. So let's say 2 months, Jenner dies. So the variance can't be, oh, they're doing experiments within 2 months and they created these variant zombies. And this is, you know what I'm saying? That can't be it. They have to be organically variant zombies. They're doing experiments and it's not working. But I mean, that could be intermingled, but it's so fresh, you know, the cause, Cadrone's group is trying to cure the virus, activating the nervous circuitry system. That is creating stronger walkers like the one in the episode who broke this chain. It's an opening and then the post-credit scene where World Beyond. Dr. Jenner mentions the French idea of activating the systems of a walker. Yeah, I don't get, all he does is say like, tell me about these variants, you know, that you guys have in France. Again, like that could, what you're saying could definitively be. My only argument is I don't say anything until the show confirms it. This is definitely it. The speculation, in my opinion, is leading to there's naturally different zombies in France. Again, it was immediate. As soon as the outbreak happened, they had variants. That's how Jenner heard about it, because the girl said we had variants early on. Now, they made it worse, which is what the guy says before he shoots him. So there was variants. They made it worse. So again, like I agree with the speculation leading there, but I personally wouldn't be like, this is definitively what it is until the show totally confirms it. And I'm fine with that, you know. The Walking Dead World Beyond is not good at all. I thought it was fucking ass. Each country has its own variant. USA was on easy mode. Pretty much, right? Yeah, Dr. Jenner video is from 2 months into the apocalypse, but the scene happens after Daryl Dixon. But how do you know the... I mean, they could be playing an old transmission, and maybe that's what you mean. But again, my argument would be, not my argument, my question is, how do you know it's after Daryl Dixon? You mean the show, right? How do you know it's after? How do you know it's not during? How do you know it's not before? I mean, at what point in this, and maybe I missed it, at what point in this clip did it show like the timeline of when it takes place? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done talking about it because I'm burned out. I really don't care. But Jenner heard within 2 months there was organic variants, and they made the variants worse after in the timeline of when that guy says it. So early on there was variants. However long they made it worse. I don't see a definitive when this takes place because it's just a room. It's an old, you know, it's an old room. It's an old lab. There's nothing here that says when, in the show. They should have ran with the run of walkers though. Early filler webisodes as good as some of the World Beyond. Each country in the World Beyond. All right. I think I got all the comments. I think The Ones Who Live will probably end up being the best spinoff to come out of this franchise. I hope the Rick and Michonne ones are the best, but we'll see. How did the Commonwealth soldiers get stormtrooper suits? Well, I think they should have showed them making it, you know? I don't know. I'm not really sure. They would have started with the running walkers. There would have been more suspense in the show. Because when the scientist gets shot, she reanimates his stronger walker. In Daryl Dixon, we see that stronger walkers are created with an injection. All right, see, and this is exactly what I wish, and this is why sometimes I just breeze over comments, because you're taking it and speculating off what could most likely be it, but you're saying it like this is definitive within, like this is confirmed within the show, which that's fine. It's just, it's a little frustrating because it's like, oh shit, I must have missed something. You know where they confirmed it definitively, but that's not it. it's still speculation. You know what I'm saying? We're still speculating. You're just guessing, And again, the guess could be right, but what I'm looking at is the show confirming it. And none of this even matters. So, I mean, it's fine. None of this even matters. It's not even like debate worthy, but yeah, like, sure. It could happen after Daryl. And because, again, Jenner said there was variant walkers. I mean, what kind of variants? Acid, running, stronger, I don't know. They should have just stayed away from the variants. I agree. I think, yeah. No, I don't think it works for AMC. I think it's just trying to pinpoint the AMC probably doesn't even at this point in time have it all pinpointed what's what with the scenes. I guarantee they're just like, what can we get away with? Does it match up? Doesn't matter. Let's just put it in there. Yeah, I can stomach faster walkers over acid. Acid walkers just doesn't make any sense. Why? If the acid burns you, right? If it burns concrete, if it burns a flower, if it burns this, if it burns that, why doesn't the acid burn the zombie itself? And I see it like bubbling up as if, as if there's some sort of flow to it, like a circulatory system. But I don't know, man. For The Walking Dead, that's a stretch, man. Yeah, and that's another thing. It should go black. Did I say that right? You're pulling clues from the shows, totally fine. Before, it just made it seem like there was confirmation, not clues. But yeah, clues is fine. And I agree with most of it. I still think like there's no, in the show, there's no confirmation, 100% that timeline wise where some stuff locks in. But as far as the stronger ones, yeah, it definitely looks like they're trying to experiment with making some of the stronger ones. And you know what that means. Daryl's going to fight a stronger one in the finale. It's coming. Get ready. A strong, acid-blooded fucking variant. How the Commonwealth got the suits doesn't matter because it's based off the comics, not the original show idea. So I feel like if it wasn't the show in the comics, then the show doesn't have to show it. I disagree with that. The comics should have shown it. It would have taken 2 seconds, and it would have been nice for them to explain why they have white. Like, maybe they did, but I'd be surprised if I missed it. But it just looks ridiculous. Like if I give my soldiers suits, and they're going out into the field, I'm not giving them white. Why? Harder to manufacture, harder to clean, harder to this, harder to that. It stands out in daylight, in nighttime. It is one of the worst colors, unless you're in the snow. It's one of the worst colors you can give. And that's forget zombies seeing you. That's for bandits and everything else. But they don't cover it. But the show, to use it and not do a quick, little explanation, I think both fail at it. Comic and show, in my opinion, they both failed. Yeah, I don't like the show or the comic storyline for Commonwealth. What happened to the variant walkers that were climbing walls and picking up bricks? We've already covered that, Mitchell, but if you weren't here, the smart zombie was simply because original zombies from the Romero Night of the Living Dead picked up rocks, they picked up sticks, they did shit like that, they climbed, and that's what the zombies were modeled after loosely. Once the one showrunner quit and they had a new showrunner coming on board, the crew got together and they decided to pick one type of zombie. And that was not the Romero zombie, technically. That was the straight up, slow, stupid zombie. And that's how they stopped, picking up stuff. Which, I mean, I'm in partial agreement on for The Walking Dead. Slow, stupid, not picking up stuff is probably the best. But having a a reanimated, creature have like spasms and pick things up and like, mess with shit, I'm not really that bothered by it. I think it's cooler when they detach more from the human element and make it more monster and more like eating machine. I think that is cooler though. They staggered in season 1 closest to acid were in prison infected maybe. I don't know what you're talking about. What, the prison infected? Um the only thing I remember from the prison was the flu, the infected like zombies. Yeah, Indigo Black. I think that's fine. Like, my own thing was looking for clarification from confirming something and a theory. Theories are fine. Have theories all day long. When something's confirmed, I'm just kind of curious, like where it was confirmed at. I'm not trying to yell at anyone uh, for information. If anything, I would want to know where it was confirmed so I would know, because if I missed it, I would like to know so that way I can be like, okay, this piece connects here because of that. But my own thing is I would like to know if it's a theory versus confirmed. That way it cuts through all of it. Because if I know it's just a theory, then I could be like, yeah, I agree with this and not. And I'll just wait for them to officially confirm it, blah, blah, blah. Keep it simple. So that way it's not. Because I've had people go crazy with this is that, and this is this. And it's like, well, okay, but where did you get that? And it's like, it doesn't matter. This is this. And sometimes they were right and sometimes they were wrong. And then it's like, it's just a headache because then you're trying to be like, well, I don't understand how that's, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. It's no big deal. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything bad. A little bit of a healthy debate over a piece of shit show. Never hurt anybody. I'm also pretty sure the main show wanted to fix the plot hole from season 1 where they picked rocks and climbed fences. Yeah, I think they were just desperate though, but I do really got to go. I appreciate the support. Veronica, you're awesome. Phantom Knight, you're awesome. Thank you very much for supporting the stream tonight and helping to fund a future workstation after the holidays. Much appreciated. I'll see you guys here this week. Hopefully once, maybe twice, we'll play Resident Evil DLC on the Ronnie Hayes channel. And I'm finally settling into a schedule for doing the Flaw vs. All edits around my work schedule. So I'll hopefully have a better idea of what that looks like within the coming week or two. And where everything else is kind of like slowly moving ahead with what I got going on. But we're getting there. We're making progress. I'll see you guys next Sunday. And final comment to end on, unrelated, but did you see the new clicker statue releasing? Looks really great. No, I don't think I did. I probably did, but are you talking about the one with the clicker and Joel and Ellie? It looks incredible, but I can't drop $1,000 on it. I think it's like $1,400. You know what? If I ever win the lottery one day, I'll buy it because it looks amazing. But for now, I'm just gonna have to look at pictures, But yeah, if there's a different one, hit me up on my Discord. I'm going to start leaving links for Discord so we can get more people in there, but I'll do that next week because I got to get a thing situated. So have a good night, guys. Be safe, and I'll see you next Sunday for episode 4. That's it. 4, 5, and 6, and we're done. Then we can make fun of Troy from Fear the Walking Dead. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Troy. Fucking stupid.